took a while. Get any reactions?
So mean.
I don't see anything on the radar, but it just gave me a warning too. There's a thunderstorm there.
Really?
I came through a pretty good one between here and Mobile.
I had about 5-second rain coming from morning.
There was even a little bit of hail.
Was there? Can't help yourself.
We'll call this meeting to order. If you'd please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Would you please join me in a moment of silence? Thank you very much. First item on the agenda is citizen concerns. Hearing none, the second item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. I'd move it. Motion by Taylor, second by Ung. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. And the motion passes 4-0. The consent agenda, items 3 through 7, constitute a consent agenda of routine action items to be considered by one motion. Items pass unanimously unless a separate vote is requested by a board member. Number 3, approval of the minutes of the September 17, 2019 meeting. Number 4, approval of claims. Number 5, board administration. A is the approval of a resolution for a tax suspension for TM. B is approval of notice of property sale resolution for parcel number 8943324830009 for Tuesday, October 8th at 4:35 p.m. C is approval of notice of property sale resolution for parcel 8943324822010 for Tuesday, October 8th at 4:37 p.m. Item 6 for County Auditor Patrick Gill is to receive the appointment of Tricia Sutherland as Director for Western Iowa Tech District 5. And 7, Human Resources Melissa Thomas as authorization to initiate the hiring process. That ends the consent agenda.
Move approval of consent agenda. Second.
Motion by DeWitt, second by Potabom. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. And the consent agenda passes 4-0. Item number 9 is the Northwest Iowa Regional Housing Authority. Lois Holder, if I pronounced your name correctly, if you'd please come up. And this is to approve the resolution to transfer the Siouxland Regional Housing Authority to Northwest Iowa Regional Housing Authority. And so with that, thank you for being here tonight. We appreciate it.
Okay. What has happened is that in about 1981, the counties of Plymouth, Cherokee, Woodbury, Monona, and Ida came together and formed a housing authority called Siouxland Regional Housing Authority, and it served the area successfully for very many years. In 2016, I believe it was, or 2015, their executive director left the position, and they found no viable candidates to replace her. So we started negotiations with Northwest Iowa Regional Housing Authority, and on May 1st of 2017, Northwest Iowa Regional Housing Authority began to manage Siouxland Regional Housing Authority for them. And our agreement ends June 30th of 2020. And it's been mutually agreed upon by both housing authorities to combine or to transfer Siouxland into Northwest Regional Housing Authority. The issue is that I come to you today because HUD requires that I have approval of the cities and the counties for Northwest Iowa to work in your area. Now, we have increased the number of funds that have been spent. All our funds come through federal United States Department of Housing and Urban Development funds, and so there are no tax dollars, local tax dollars involved. We have, as of June 30th, 2019, we had a total of 261 households. Now, this does not include the city of Sioux City. The city of Sioux City has their own housing authority. And of those households, 69 or 67.82% were led by either an elderly or a disabled person. So that is the important thing to remember, is that we are helping the elderly and disabled people in your area that are low income. And the dollars spent in at June 30th, 2017, Siouxland had spent $757,000 in the area. At June 30th, 2019, we've spent $936,314 in the area, and that is strictly rent and utility reimbursement payments. So what I'm asking for today is for your approval for us to continue, for Northwest Iowa Regional Housing Authority, to continue working in your area.
So if I can ask you a couple of questions, and we'll open up to the board as well. So if I'm understanding this correctly, we were a part of 4 counties, or at
Four
least
and a half counties.
4.5, Siouxland Regional Housing, and now we're coming under the umbrella of the other 9, so we'll be a consortium of 13. Is that kind of a
Yes.
larger region, so to speak?
It'd truly be Northwest Iowa.
Okay. And is there any practical effect or choice that we would otherwise entertain, or this is really the only viable option and it's the best solution?
Right. Right now, Siouxland, I am the executive director of both Northwest and Siouxland. Siouxland has no employees. They have virtually nothing left other than the cash in the bank and the households that we help.
And Cherokee, Monona, and Plymouth are all?
All the other counties have so far said, go ahead.
Okay. Other questions or discussion? Okay, well, thank you very much for what you do. Appreciate it. And hearing no other questions, I'll move approval of the resolution to transfer Siouxland Regional Housing Authority to Northwest Iowa Regional Housing Authority.
Second.
Motion by Taylor, second by Young. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no, and the motion passes 4-0. Thank you very much for being here. Item number 10, Community and Economic. Thank you. 4:35, set time has been reached. This is Board Administration Heather Satterwhite. The public hearing and sale of property parcel number 894-729-101029, also known as 1623 Villa. We are in a public hearing for the sale of this property, but I'm not sure, are we on a direct sale? Okay, so is there anybody who would like to speak against the seeing and hearing none? I'll move that the public hearing be closed. Motion by Taylor, second by Ung. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no, and the motion passes 4-0 to close the public hearing. And we are now on the direct sale.
I'll move to sell to Natalie Bass for $1 plus recording fees.
I'll second. Take that second from Supervisor Potabom. So motion by Ung, second by Potabom. Trust me, David, you don't have it. So, okay. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no, and the motion passes 4-0. We are now back on the regular agenda, the Community and Economic Development. With David Gleiser, authorized chairman, to sign the comprehensive strategy statement of understanding. David.
Thank you, Supervisors. This item is a fairly routine agreement. It's with the Comprehensive Strategy Community Planning Team. They plan to use data local data to make analysis, and every year they produce an annual report. This is an organization that's housed out of Siouxland Cares, nonprofit organization, and each year the comp strategy will publish a condensed progress report on the trends that it tracks, and then it dedicates one of the annual quarterly meetings to a detailed inspection of the most current data available. The agreement before you is just simply a pretty standard data sharing agreement. I don't believe we're providing them any specific data sets, anything special than what the county already produces in its normal routine business. So I guess what I'm saying is that no staff or department is generating or creating specific reports for this organization. They're just analyzing public data, and so it's formalizes the relationship, I would say.
Any questions or discussion on this item? Is there a motion?
I'll move it. Second.
Motion by DeWitt and a second by Potabom. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed say no. The motion passes 4-0. Thank you. Next, item 11 is secondary roads with the county engineer, Mark Nara. This is to approve the contract to Mather Construction for project number LFM D50 grading for paving project on 250th Street. Mark?
Mather Construction has returned the contract. Total bid price was $2,031,975.53. I recommend approval of the contract and bond.
I'll move approval.
Second, motion by DeWitt, second by Taylor. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no, and the motion passes 4-0. Thank you, Mark. We'll now move on to item number 12, Board Administration, Dennis Butler and Goldberg Group Architects, Lawrence Goldberg. And this is a request for the Board of Supervisors to interview two of the financial advisor firms. Dennis?
Okay, we did go through last week the 4 bids that were received by the board. Did that last Wednesday and Thursday basically, and we came up with the final 2, which is D.A. Davidson and Hilltop Securities. The next step now is decide when we want to interview the 2. If any of the board members like to participate, they're could be there, absolutely. So it'll be myself, Larry, Kenny, and possibly 2 board members. 1 or 2, just so we have somebody from the board representing. We thought of the jail committee, which is Jeremy and Matthew, and we have to have the interviews by October 9th, and we want to have it on the agenda by October 15th to make a final determination. Also at that time, we also present an agreement with Allers Law Firm for our bond counsel. Both of these financial advisors did recommend Allers, and that'd be my first choice too, because we've dealt with them on numerous bond issues, and they are well adversed in a joint city-county jail if that comes to be, or just a bond if it's just a county by itself. So we'll have 2 items on October 15th. Again, we'll schedule, set the schedule, then we'll get a hold of what 2 want to come and see if it's available, see if you're available. So I guess tonight it's just receiving the 2 bids, and we'll set up dates when we can interview them.
Are these bids in the form of proposal booklets or?
Yes, we have them upstairs. Yep, one is rather thick, and the other one is thinner, a lot thinner.
But their action that you're asking the board tonight is not to receive bids, right? This is.
No, you already received them.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
just informing the board of the 2 that are finalists, and then authorize 2 board members, I guess, to interview. Request the board of supervisors to interview the 2 we selected.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Is there discussion?
So it has to be completed by October 9th?
Yes, so we can have it on the agenda by Thursday noon for the Tuesday meeting, October 15th. Anybody like to volunteer to sit on those? I assume,
Like I said, if you check with me, I'll let you know.
okay, Jeremy, check with you, see if you're available.
Yeah, and just give me
Okay.
some dates, and we can also see if Keith would want to be a part of that as well. I know not all three of us, obviously, but,
That's all I got.
okay, thank you very much. Having dispensed with the regular agenda otherwise, item number 13 is reports on committee meetings.
For action,
Yeah. I was going to say, it says action. What action are we going to take? Just that we'll have interviews?
we have 2 terms, new naming,
Yes, Dave Davison and Hilltop, I think, or Hillside.
Hilltop Securities.
I'll second, unless there was a second. A motion by Ong, second by Taylor, on the request to interview the 2 named financial advisor firms. Was there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no, and the motion passes 4-0. Now we are on item number 13, reports on committee meetings. Nope. And to item number 14, citizen concerns. And finally, item number 15, board concerns.
Is anybody going to be able to help HR, Carla, and me tomorrow with the health fair serving lunch? Dennis is? Are you the,
I'm not,
I already told her I couldn't get anyone to work
I
for me.
apologize
so.
for the lack of RSVP.
I answered her back on the email, told her I couldn't get someone to fill in for me at work, so I couldn't make it.
I'll be there to help.
We
With you and
appreciate
Dennis.
you.
Me and Dennis? Is there going to be chips?
Well, Keith will be there.
Yeah.
So,
Got health chips, not bad chips.
Baked? For some reason, we lost out on that one.
That's a hot issue, though. They went fast when they had it.
That's why they've never brought it back up for another vote.
well, before this devolves any further, I'm going to go ahead and adjourn. So, have a good evening.